If you're anyone who has spent a considerable amount of time in the gym, you might look over to the cardio section and notice how many women tend to be on the cardio machines. And then when you go over and look at the weight training section or all the weights and all that other stuff, there's usually not as many women in that section over there. Women often pile into exercise classes galore, spin classes, you name it, they're in there. And it always seems really interesting that women are afraid to weight train. And when we're talking about Black women specifically, because listen, I've been talking a lot about the obesity epidemic with Black women. A lot of Black women love a curvy and athletic physique. And if you want curves, ladies, you gotta lift weights. You've gotta push resistance. You gotta really mold and sculpt the body to have the shape that so many of you want. So today I want to talk about this thing about cardio because I recently got a question from a viewer about cardio and exactly how much should she be doing to see the weight loss results that she wants. She typically spends hours in the gym doing cardio and she wants to know, can I be doing something more? Can I be doing better? And so today I want to dispel the myths around cardio and tell you, hey girl, this is what you need to be doing instead. So before we jump into this, I want to welcome you to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Roxy Beckles and I want you to subscribe right now, darling. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, make sure you hit the bell notifications and set it to all notifications. So that way when I release new videos, when I go live, when I do premieres, you absolutely do not miss a thing. And give this video a thumbs up right now. Let me know that you want to hear more topics about training and cardio and how you can best use your time in the gym to get the results that you want. And before we jump in, I just want to say, listen, if you're a woman out there who's ready to take things to the next level and you know that you need some help along the way, I want you to hold on tight to the end of this video because if you'd like to work together, I'm going to tell you how you can set up a free call. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into today's conversation. So, cardio. I can't tell you how much there is an over-reliance of cardio in most training programs geared towards women and for most women in general. And I know for a lot of women out there, you want to be tight, you want to be toned, you may not want to be super duper muscular, which is fine. And in order for you to avoid that muscular look or that bulky look, you end up doing a ton of cardio. Some of you feel that doing hours of cardio a day will really help with weight loss and all that stuff. And I'll tell you what, initially it might do great, especially if you come from being more sedentary and you weren't really working out and then boom, all of a sudden now you are working out, now you are doing your thing. However, this is what I want to tell you, ladies, it's not always the best. You see, there's this thing out there that people say, and it's because of research that does show that when you do longer durations of cardio, particularly when you do it at a specific heart rate training zone, that you are going to be burning more quote unquote fat in the process. And while that's all good and dandy for so many of you, it's unnecessary to be doing hours upon hours of cardio a day. And even the minuscule amount of fat that you may lose because of that type of cardio, it doesn't even trump the fact that your diets aren't together and that the other facets of your programming aren't together to truly see the kind of results that you want in the body that you want. So what do you do? Personally, I love to have my clients maximize their time in the gym. Yeah, we'll spend time doing steady state cardio, maybe for 30 minutes. On some days where I might have them taking an active rest period from doing any kind of weight training, I might throw in a 45 or 60-minute workout to condition their heart and their lungs. But when it comes to fat loss, first of all, the number one thing you need to pay attention to is your diet, because your diet drives fat loss, not cardio. Cardio is simply the icing on the cake. But your diet is that underlying foundation that's going to drive fat loss. Now, when you're in the gym, you've got to do two things. You got to train with weights and you've got to do cardio as well. So let's understand that weight training is the next portion beneath the diet that has to happen in order to help to raise your metabolism so you burn more calories at rest because you have more muscle. And there's also a cardiovascular component to weight training as well, particularly if you move your pace. Now, with your cardio, I always say to most women, start off with about 20 to 30 minutes. The United States government, the Department of Health, recommends that you do about 150 minutes of cardio a week. Just 150 minutes of cardio a week to meet the minimum requirements for optimal health. So that's about 30 to 35 minutes, 5 days a week. Isn't that so easy to do? And they also do recommend interval training if you don't have as much time to spend in the gym. So that's always a good starting point. Now, when it comes to fat loss, I love to ramp up with interval training. And with interval training, there are two ways that you can do it. I like regular kind of hill kind of intervals or 1-to-1 interval where you go 1 minute, super all out, scale of 1 to 10. It feels like 8 to 9 or so. You hold that for a minute and then you recover for a minute. And you can just keep doing that over and over for about 20 to 30 minutes. Boom, done. The second way and the most time efficient way is HIIT training. And that is really like balls to the wall intensity. Let's say you go onto a treadmill and you sprint at full speed. You don't even need a treadmill. You can do this outside or anything up a hill. Full speed sprint for about 20 seconds. You shouldn't be able to go more than that, 20 seconds, and then recover for about 40 seconds. So in that minute time block, you have 20 on, 40 off to recover, take it down to a jog or something slower or just a walk, and then boom, repeat those 20, 40 cycles for about 20 minutes. And if you're truly pushing to what HIIT training is, HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. If you are going all out with that, the effort of the sprint should feel like a 9 to a 10. So it's full on effort, and doing any more than 20 minutes is really taxing for the body. So you should feel like by the time you finish that 20 minutes, you're done. Doing that about 3 times a week, and maybe throwing in the longer duration intervals, 1 minute on, 1 minute off for about 1 to 2 other times during a week is plenty. And if you wanted to add a 6th day where you go for maybe a longer duration of cardio, long duration walk or run, brisk walk, whatever you want, bike ride, 60 minutes or so at an easier pace, scale of 10 feels about a 6 to 7, that's perfect. Now, the caveat with interval training and high intensity interval training specifically is that it can be very taxing to the central nervous system. So there could be a tendency to overtrain if you do it all the time. So you can do this kind of setup in about a 4-week time block, maybe 4 to 6 weeks or so. Then give your body about 2 weeks off where you just do steady state cardio for about 30 minutes. Scale of 10 feels about a 5 to 6. And then once you get past that for 2 weeks of active rest, then boom, you can go into another cycle of that programming design that I just described a moment ago. You see, applying principles of training in this way will help you to not only see your body change the way that you want to, especially when you put the weight training and diet together with this, but you spend less time in the gym because who wants to be in the gym for hours and hours? You see, ladies, it's not about the duration and the length of the workout so much as it is the quality of the workout. Now, my workouts usually take about an hour to get through if you're going to do your cardio and your training in the same workout. However, the work that you're doing is stuff that takes you outside of your comfort zone and keeps your body from being complacent. And when you can do that, when you're constantly pushing yourself to that next level, that is when you're going to see the results that you want to see. So that's it. I hope that today's information was super duper helpful for you. What are your thoughts? How do you like to do cardio, and what has gotten you the best results? Particularly if you're someone who doesn't spend hours upon hours in the gym, I want you to go ahead and tell our ladies, write down in the comment, I want you to go ahead and tell our ladies what it is that you are doing and just spread some information, because when you share your thoughts, you share your comments, you add value. And that is really an important thing in our community, helping each other. Now, if you're a woman out there who wants to get some help and you know you can't do this stuff on your own, honey, the stuff I just talked about just went completely over your head. You're like, Roxy, I need you to do this for me. I need you to do this with me. I want to talk to you. Now you see that little thing scrolling across the bottom over here. Let me go ahead and make sure that you can see this. At the bottom here, you see my clarity call link scrolling across. It says rockstarfitness.com/clarity call. I want you to go ahead and make sure that you click on that link in the description for this video and also in the circle I thing over here, all right, or type it into your browser. Fill out an application, tell me about what's holding you back, and then we'll get on a free call for 30 minutes and talk about what is going on and if I can offer a solution to you. Now, I'm going to warn you, I don't work with everyone, okay? Just because you want to work with me doesn't mean we're going to be a match, but this is what that call is going to determine. And you have to be ready to invest the time, the effort, and yes, even the money in yourself to be better so you can do better. Come on by and set up an appointment. Now, for those of you who cannot do coaching, that's fine. Let me hook you up with my Patreon. Come on over to rockstarfitness.com/Patreon to learn more about my Patreon community where you can join, get access to workouts that you can do at home or in the gym, and also access to workshops about nutrition and program design and things for your mindset and getting your motivation, meditation, journal prompts, and all that stuff. And an opportunity to get onto a group call with me once a month and get some help and support. It's amazing. Come on by Patreon. So thank you again for joining me. Thumbs up this video, add your comments, subscribe, bell notification. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.